additional reasons why Bitcoin recovery will continue, why it will continue to head higher. Of course, we have a lot of moving averages that's crossing right now. The 10 EMA with the 20 EMA. This is on the weekly scale, about to form a golden cross. And the last time Bitcoin formed a golden cross with these two moving averages, good things happened afterwards, right? And another one is the 50 with the 200-day. That is about to cross too. I mean, so many of these moving averages are showing that Bitcoin is coming up from bottom in a big, big way. And this trader is predicting that if we're following the same path, we're using this Elliott wave, this 5-wave setup, well, that means Bitcoin is getting ready to move possibly to the $50,000 range. And we're talking about even before 2024 hits. Think about that. Think about that. I don't know. I think that's a little too aggressive, but, who knows? When it comes to Bitcoin and crypto, there's so much volatility, unpredictable movements. Who knows? Who knows? It may happen. All right. Now, besides Bitcoin mining, of course, we have other factors, right? This one is looking at a DXY. And DXY has been coming down. DXY is measuring the strength of the dollar. And every single time DXY falls down significantly, like, for example, in 2016 to 2018, when DXY fell from 103 down to 89, guess what Bitcoin did? It appreciated 2,900%. 2,900%. Okay? It happened again in 2020 to 2021, sometime in between there. Bitcoin went up 1,300%, right? So DXY rose to like a crazy new level, basically 114. Right now it's at 101, and it could continue to fall. And if it falls back down to 89, what is that going to do for Bitcoin? We have already seen Bitcoin come up from bottom, right? But who knows how high Bitcoin will go even during this year, right? If DXY continues to drop. Exciting stuff. Let's focus on something that's not very sexy, not very appealing, but absolutely critical to Bitcoin and its survival and its price appreciation, more importantly. And that is Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining absolutely has a huge effect on Bitcoin, the network itself, because all the miners are basically solving this block, processing the transactions, and keeping the network secure. Bitcoin's network is arguably the most secure network we have today. Never been hacked. It's being secured by tens of thousands of miners across the world, right? And because of the very difficult nature of mining these days, it makes it even more secure. It's very hard for newcomers to come in and try to hack the network, right? It's virtually impossible at this point. You can't get enough mining power, and you can't get enough money to do so. So this is absolutely huge, but also it does affect the price because these miners, what are they doing with all their Bitcoin? They just keep hoarding it. They don't sell it. That's the new thing. These Bitcoin miners, back in the past, during crypto winter, they have to sell it. They sell it, and that's usually when we see our capitulation period. In 2018, we saw a big drop from 6,000 to 3,000, and we stayed at 3,000 for a while because the miners capitulated. They had no choice but to sell because they couldn't operate anymore. And that was the bottom, right? But our bottom in 2022 didn't come from that. Our bottom came from FTX collapsing. That was our bottom, right? Bitcoin miners, they're not selling now. They have learned from their previous mistakes that selling does them no good. It's a competition to acquire the most Bitcoin within the next 140 years, right? That's when Bitcoin will stop producing stop producing Bitcoins. But, you know, up until then, it's just a race to see who could acquire more. So why would you want to sell, right? So not only is difficulty all-time high right now, you can see right here, the miners are adding and adding and adding and adding and adding more miners. They're hoarding every single Bitcoin they have, right? But right now, as Bitcoin's price climbs up, it's very profitable for them. They're making money hand over fist right now, but it'll be even more profitable for them because as Bitcoin's price goes up, right, then whatever they calculate, like let's say they made 23 million this month, right? That 23 million becomes 230 million after Bitcoin appreciates, you know, to a new level, right? I mean, this is just now being so profitable, but in the future it becomes even more profitable. That's why they want to, you know, keep going, and that's why they hodl everything that they mine, because why would you want to get rid of it right now while so low, right? And it's the same thing with average retail investors. Why would you be wanting to sell right now when it's so low? And I've said that at 15,000, at 16,000, at 18,000, at 20,000, even now, right? We're not close to our previous high. We're in recovery mode right now, right? This is the time to be accumulating, DCAing, right? And more importantly, just focusing on the future, because this is the time that's best to do so. You don't want to do so when we're near the top. You want to do so when we're near the bottom. We're much closer to the bottom than we are to the top. I've been saying that for a while, right? So yeah, the Bitcoin miners, they are still pressing away. And Bitcoin mining has also caught the eye of countries and states, right? I saw this morning. Kazakhstan wants to adopt law regulating crypto mining and exchanges because they want to jump in. Bitcoin mining has been proven to help power grids, right, and bring additional revenue to local areas, right? And that's why in the U.S., we've heard of Texas being very pro-Bitcoin, has helped Texas and improve their power grid tremendously. And that is why you're now hearing like other states, New Hampshire is trying to get into Bitcoin mining. And then Missouri and Mississippi, they're trying to get into Bitcoin mining, right? Or at least passing laws to make it more favorable to attract Bitcoin miners because, number one, they could get more revenue from them. And number two, it actually helps boost up their power grid because the Bitcoin miners, they use so much energy, right? Forces the power companies to improve. And overall, it's a win-win for everyone else in the state because they're now using the improved efficiency power from these new, power stations, right? So it's all good. It's all good. And we're going to see more and more of that as we move forward. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Like I said, Bitcoin mining isn't the sexiest topic, but it's very important to realize how important Bitcoin mining is and why Bitcoin mining it is growing, especially in the U.S., but also in many, many countries. And I don't think this is going to change, right? These miners, again, they're at war with each other, and they're just accumulating. And that is what we need to do, right? It's just supply and demand. It's really just comes down to supply and demand, right? Supply is going to keep decreasing with every halving event, and demand is going to keep increasing. It's that simple. It's that simple.